Good morning, traders. How are we all doing this morning? Real quick, I'm going to do a quick mic check. Just opening up our session just a tad bit early today as we're trying a couple new things. All right, so right now, can you guys hear the audio? Did you hear the intro? All right, can you hear me speaking right now at this point in time? I just want to make sure before we start making some changes. Again, I've seen a lot of people say that the stream's cutting out, the audio is choppy, so we have a different way of streaming today. So it does. So now we're going to go ahead and switch over to a different streaming output, just to make sure that, again, we don't have any of those issues with the audio cutting in and out today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mute myself here. Again, this is first day trial run, trying to make sure that we're all set, ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself here. All right. Now, how is that audio? Is the audio worse? Is the audio better? Again, we just made a few adjustments as far as how we're streaming on out. They say that's horrible. Or hopefully you're joking right now that it's horrible. Hopefully you're joking. So right now, again, I just went ahead and made one small adjustment, one small switch. And again, I'm just wanting to make sure that if we go ahead and roll with this, that there's no issues with the stream as far as choppiness, and there's no issues with the audio as well. Sounds good, much better, about the same, maybe a touch louder or clearer, better. Sounds better, fantastic. We will start doing it this way versus the old way. But the only bad thing is I don't have a webcam right now. So today I'm going to be trading without a webcam. I have to find a way to get that part set up here. But we're all set, ready to rock and roll. So, good morning and happy hump day, traders. It is the second day of February. We are officially on day number 2, and I am still excited. I am fired up, ready to rock and roll and take advantage of this market, trader. So, hit me with a good morning. Hit me with a happy hump day. And who is fired up? Who is ready to rock? Who's ready to roll? Because, team, I'm excited. I'm fired up to be here, and I'm ready to attack this market, and I'm ready to lock in some great profits. Back to my main account today, having a few little issues with Fidelity. So, again, I am back over on my main account today. We're going to have some fun. We're going to lock in some big-time profits. Jamie, what's up? Thomas, Jared, Corey, Steve, Placid, Angel, Red and Green, everybody inside of chats. What's up? Good morning and happy hump day. Everybody over on YouTube, hit me with a good morning. Hit me with a happy hump day as well. How are we feeling today? Are we fired up? Are we ready to rock and roll? We got Jason, Diego, John, Raymond. What's going on, Adam? Welcome back. Happy to have you here this morning. And we're getting ready to dive into it. John says, let's go. Good morning. Let's make it happen. All right, so again, for those of you on TikTok, yes, I'm streaming again on TikTok. I miss it, right? I love being valuable, providing some education. So if you guys are on TikTok, come on over to YouTube, Alpha Day Trading, for the next about 40 to 45 minutes. We will be live breaking down our day, getting you guys prepared. How does that sound? You guys want to make some quick wins, lock in some great profits, get your day going, get prepared? Where's the best opportunity? Well, that's what we're getting ready to do, team, is breaking down what stocks we think have the best opportunity today. And another reason why I'm jumping on just a smidge early this morning, guys, is because we have a pretty big watch list. Pretty big watch list at this point in time. And I don't like big watch lists, right? I want to have 3 to 5 stocks that we really think have the best potential. So when we're looking at our intraday share watch list, our equities watch list, right, when we're trading like penny stocks, for instance, we got about 10 to 12 stocks on this watch list right now. Our options watch list, there's about 8 to 10 stocks on this watch list as well. And a lot of these stocks have good opportunity. So I want to take some time, break all of these stocks down, and then end this right before the bell with what stocks out of these lists do you think have the best potential for the day? Let's try and eliminate some of this noise, clean up this watch list, and really hone in on what you guys think the best stocks are going to be for today. It's a good learning lesson. I know which stocks I want to watch. I know which stocks I think have the best opportunity for the day, but I definitely want to pick your brain and see what you guys are thinking here inside of chat, right? So let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So if you guys would like, you can head over to alphadaytrading.com. Go up to the Trading Education Center, scroll down to Morning Stock Newsletter, right? And then every single morning, I'm posting our Morning Stock Newsletter absolutely free to get you guys prepared for the day. All of the stocks with news, what we need to be mindful of coming into today. Pre-markets gappers, up gappers, down gappers, large cap, what was moving yesterday, what earnings are coming on up. Again, I'm doing this every single morning to get you guys prepared for the day. So if you guys want to check this out, head on over to alphadaytrading.com, Trading Education Center, Morning Stock Newsletter. And again, today's Morning Stock Newsletter is up. It's complete. And you guys are all set, ready to rock, ready to roll. So let's go ahead and start with stocks that have news today. Okay. Actually, let's just start with our up gappers. Number 1, MDJH. Trading 6.9 million shares on average 100,000. Very high relative volume. Very, very, very low float stock. Currently up 71%. All right, what's the reason, right? Is there news? There's actually no news here on ticker MDJH. So there's no news to justify this 72% gap up this morning. This is a Chinese-related real estate services stock. So what I did here in Alerts chat team, you can go to Alerts, scroll on up, and I actually went out there and I looked for other stocks in the same sector, in the same industry, in the same country as this stock MDJH, just to see if this stock starts blowing on up and it's a sector thing. Maybe we see some of these other stocks get some movements based on that sector sympathy. So again, I went ahead and did some legwork, went ahead and researched some of those stocks. Go ahead and go into Alerts, scroll on up, and there's about 6 to 7 stocks on that list that are in the same sector, industry, and also based in China, just like MDJH. So again, this is our number 1 gainer at this point in time, our lowest float stock with some of the best volume, but there's simply no news to justify this stock being up 75%. So it's something to be mindful of. But again, the technicals do not look bad at all. We came down and bounced off those post-market highs of $2.60. We called this one out. Break of the downtrend off of what we call in chat a boom, boom, bang. And we saw just that. So I had 2 trades on MDJH. The first one, I caught it just a little bit too early here in pre-market. I stopped out. I jumped right back in to recoup some of those losses. I'm down about 258.75 right now on MDJH. If I wouldn't have jumped the gun and got in just a little too early, that would have been a profitable trade, and we would be done for the day, right? So again, we called this one out inside of chat. The number 1 stock that you guys should have been watching for a setup, for a potential trade, was MDJH for the downtrend break. Breaks the downtrend around 280, rips up towards around 308. Not a bad 20 to 25 cent move there at MDJH. So right now we are going to keep this on watch, but we just have to be mindful. There is simply no news to justify this stock being up. But it has a lot of volume, has a lot of interest. There's a lot of traders focused on it. Probably most likely because it's a low float stock, and we know this stock could absolutely rip and run. So where could we see MDJH go? Well, first and foremost, we need to break above that 307 level of resistance, right? Then we could see it up towards around 344, some of this pre-market support, and then potentially up towards around these highs around $4 today on MDJH. So right now, one of the top stocks that I think we should be watching out of the gate is MDJH, simply because of the low floats, right? And the fact that it's actually holding up. It seems to be consistent. The technicals are being honored. Right now, it looks good, and I think we have some opportunity coming on up today on MDJH. So we're definitely going to be keeping this one on watch tape. Okay, OLB. What's going on with OLB? Well, this morning, they dropped a press release right around 7 o'clock. So OLB Group sees annual run rate for e-commerce merchant services, $36 million. Expects positive EBITDA for forward year 2022. So they're announcing its merchant services annual transaction volume run rate of 1.35 billion in transactional volume, which is up year over year. Expecting to make $36 million in 2022 here on OLB. So that's why this stock right now is currently up 22%, trading 8.4 million shares. On average, it trades 4.5. So we do have good relative volume. We are trading 2x, and it's another low float stock. And I like OLB more than MDJH. Why is that? Simply because we have a catalyst. We have a reason for this stock to be moving, guys. Okay, so with that being said, OLB, in my opinion, will be trumping MDJH as far as the trade that I like and I want to focus on right out of the gate. Again, it's a low float stock. We have good volume, and we have a credible reason. There is a reason for this stock to be moving up. We can justify this 22% gap up here in pre-market. So what we're looking for here on OLB is a simple break over pre-market highs, guys, right? That lines up with some daily resistance right around 250, breaking over those pre-market highs. We have a lot of room to $3. That's not bad opportunity. It's about 50 cents of potential to the upside, okay? Support right now here on OLB will be back down towards around that 209 level, right? So that's going to be some daily support as well as that 20 EMA. So we know where support's at. We know where resistance is. What do we do next? We sit back, relax, wait for the opportunity to present itself. It just goes, oh, trade me. And we're like, all right, let's get prepared. Let's trade it right now. No reason to jump on in, but we know we have potential over 250, room to 3 with bottom support right now, back down towards around 209. So OLB, definitely one of the top stocks we are watching. So right now we know it's going to be MDJH. We want to keep the stock on watch. OLB, we want to keep this stock on watch as well. So let's talk about some other stocks that have news, right? And let's go ahead and take votes, quick votes. We're going to go yes or no, okay? And I want to see what you guys are thinking. ABUS, all right? So ABUS, Jefferies updates ArcBus Biopharma from hold to buy and raises the price target from $4 to $5. Do you guys think we should focus on ABUS, or do you think there is better opportunity in the market? What do you guys think about ABUS? Worth our time? Should we go ahead and break this bad boy down, or should we move on to another stock that may have better potential? What are you guys thinking right now over on YouTube, and what are you guys thinking here inside the chat? Let's apply this knowledge. You guys have been in these live streams for quite some time. Let's apply what you've learned. What are you guys thinking? Steve saying no. Angel saying move on. Spaz saying get out of here with that stuff. Get out of here. We are not watching it. There's some better opportunity out there in the market. So again, ABUS, should we be watching that stock? Probably not, team. Okay, probably not. So let's go ahead and move on to the next stock that we think has some pretty good opportunity today. Let's take ABUS. HLBZ. This morning, they filed a Form 4 with the SEC. Right now, this stock is currently up about 12 cents, 13 cents, right? It's just been selling off since post-market, falling on light volume. What are we thinking about HLBZ? Do you think this is a stock with solid news. Do you think this is a stock that has really great news with really good activity and good volume, low flow? Is this a stock that we should put our focus on today, team? Right? Yes or no? Do you think HLBZ at this point in time is worth our time? No, Kit's King. On to the next, guys. We're on the same page. 100%, right? 100%. Let's go ahead and take HLBZ off that watch list. Okay, we know we're watching OLB. It's safe to say we can agree that OLB is a watch. MDJH, absolutely. All right, let's talk about SBEV, another stock with news today, right? The good old SBEV. So Splash Beverage Group signs tap-out distribution agreement with the Tri-County Beverage in Michigan. SBEV is a former mover. This stock ran from around 150 up to 5. We've been watching the stock over the past week or so. Has yet been able to break above that 435 to get that next leg up to $5. But today, there is some news with SBEV. Is SBEV worth our time? Should we even consider it? Should we watch it? This is a trick question. Damn, I showed my cards. What are you guys honestly thinking? SBEV, should it even be on that watch list? Should we even do our due diligence on this? Maybe. That's what I'm thinking, Steve. Maybe. Right? Why maybe? Because it's a former runner. It's a former mover. Right? This stock has been holding its gains relatively well. Right? We've been watching this stock over the past week. This stock still has great potential, but we just need to break some key levels. So I would say it's a great back burner stock, 100%. Not the top 3, but I think this is a good candidate for a back burner. And why is that? We have some fresh news today. We know when SBEV starts moving, it moves. It's been holding its gains relatively well over the past few weeks since that initial press release. Again, we have that news today. So 100%, I definitely think we should add it to our back burner. All we're doing right now with SBEV is we're waiting and watching for the break and the hold above 434. If that doesn't take place, there is no reason to touch this stock. Okay, but if we see this break above 434 and hold above that level, we have room back to $5. So 100% SBEV should be on our back burner. All right, moving on to the next stock, guys. Okay, we have AGIL. Okay, now we're going into some of yesterday's top gainers. Okay, so AGIL was one of yesterday's top gainers. All right, that was number 5, closing up 20%. Ticker AGIL. Here's what I notice here on AGIL is we have this slight downtrend that we came up and hit yesterday, which is right around 533, but we just don't have any volume right now in pre-market. Like literally nothing's happening. And the one thing I noticed as well with this stock is it moved up from around 450 to 550 on 178,000 shares. Look at that chart. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I see a stock move like this, I'm just not a fan, period. Right? I want to see stocks that look like this, right? I want to see clean charts, consistent, tight, solid, right? I don't know the right term to use, right? But when I see a stock like AGIL, yes, I know it was up 20%. It ran $1. But when I see very scattered candles, it looks like, again, very light volume, low liquidity. I'm personally not a fan of these types of stocks. What do you guys think? AGIL, right? It was one of yesterday's top gainers. Okay, we did move $1 to the upside. We did have a slight increase in volume as well. Do you guys think this stock can break this daily downtrend? Do you think we have potential to 6, maybe 693, and maybe a gap fill up towards around 779? Do you think this is a watch list worthy stock here on AGIL? Again, this is more of an engaging session, right? I'm really getting engaged with you. Want some feedback, guys? Typing in chat. And again, giving me your ideas. What do you guys think? Not touching it. Kit's King. Again, it's all about eliminating the noise, right? That's all we're trying to do right now is eliminate noise. But we have to go through all of these stocks and figure out which stocks have potential and what stocks are considered noisy. So again, we're all on the same page. AGIL, right? Yes, it was a top gainer yesterday. It moved $1 to the upside. But when we really sit down and break the stock down and look at how it moved yesterday and look at what it's doing in pre-market and how much volume it traded, and we gather all of this information, right? We're doing our due diligence. It's safe to say that, yeah, this is not worth our time right now. Now, if we see ticker AGIL popping up on scanners, we see volume moving in. Hey, we already know it was yesterday's top gainer. We've already done some light due diligence, so somewhat prepared if the stock starts moving. But right now, I wouldn't put that much focus on it. But just be mindful, it was one of yesterday's top gainers, right? We have another top gainer from yesterday, ticker NEW, closing up 22%. Yesterday traded 1.5 million shares, went from around 180 to 266. Looks like we had a nice little reverse stock split. And one thing that we know about reverse stock splits is every now and then, they do go parabolic. Now, I haven't seen a supernova parabolic reverse stock split in years, right? The last one was like MYO, okay? And that was an awesome trade. But do you guys think NEW would have potential today? Again, it was one of yesterday's top gainers, right? Number 3, up 22.5%. This stock ran from around 180 to 266. Do you think this stock is worth our time today here on NEW? There's like, I don't know. Oh no. Should I stay or should I go now? I would actually say, I would want to keep NEW on watch. Yeah, there's no volume. No volume, but I've seen this happen time and time again where we get a reverse stock split and then it goes parabolic and it moves. So I think this is one of those stocks that right now it's not doing anything, right? But I do think it's one of those stocks that have just a little bit better potential than some of the other ones that we just removed from the watch list, right? We've already removed 4 stocks that were like, yeah, no, not going to happen, right? Not at all. Take them off. This one kind of seems like we should keep it on watch, right? Maybe as a far on the back burner stock, but something that we should still keep on radar just in case we see some movement above $2, right? So I am going to go ahead and leave this one on watch as, again, we've seen some of these reverse stock splits go parabolic and get some nice moves. And looking at this chart, we have room to 350, and then 434. Let's see if traders come back to this stock for another day to the upside. Ticker NEW, one of yesterday's top gainers. Okay, so let's keep that one on watch. BFRI, okay? We were talking about this stock last week for the daily gap fill. We come down, fill the gap, 3 days of just beauty to the upside from around 270 up towards around $4.45. BFRI, number 2, up 26% yesterday. Again, this stock has no news. This is just a prior day mover, and this stock not only moved yesterday, it moved Monday, and it started its move last Friday after it filled this gap on the daily chart. What are we thinking about ticker BFRI? I personally like it, right? It may pull back today. It may have a slight red day. But looking at the last 3 days, looking at how we filled that gap and we bounced beautifully, volume moving in, looks to be pretty consistent. We traded almost 43 million shares yesterday. I like BFRI. All right, I think BFRI might have some potential, guys. Okay, so really what we would be looking at on BFRI to really get some confidence here is going to be a break over that 445. What is significant about 445? Well, not only is it yesterday's highs, right? It's also that 20 EMA, right around 450. So if we can break and hold above that level, we have some room to $5 here on BFRI. Breaking above $5, we could see it up towards around that 50 SMA. And we know that BFRI is a former runner. Right now, we have a reason for the stock to be moving. What's the reason? What's the catalyst? Remember, a catalyst can be news. And most of the time when we say catalyst, we're referring to news. But we have a daily chart formation and we have a gap fill bounce. And now it's starting to pick up some steam, starting to pick up some volume. And we can continue to see this stock move to the upside, knowing that it's moved consistently in the past. It is a former runner. So I do think BFRI definitely meets enough criteria and it looks good enough for me to keep it on the watch list as well. Now, another back burner stock. Definitely not one of the top stocks that we're watching right out of the gate, but definitely a stock that I still think has good potential. Maybe not today, but maybe the end of this week, coming into next week, here on ticker BFRI. What are you guys thinking over on YouTube? What are we thinking inside the chat? Your honest answer, BFRI. Should we add it to the back burner watch list, or should we take it off completely? What are your guys' thoughts right now on BFRI? DBDB. What's up, buddy? Good morning. How you doing, boss? DBDB, you're up on the live stream. He's like, whoa, how did that happen? I just had to say, what's up, buddy? DBDB. Add it. Add it if you want to short it, LOL. BFRI, back burner. Mighty fine. All right, guys. So I'm going to add it to my watch list as a back burner stock. All right. I want to see what we look like. Okay. I want to see what we do today, coming in tomorrow, through the end of this week, and just see if it sets up for us and see if we have any kind of opportunity. So we are going to add BFRI to that back burner watch list. And then yesterday's top gaining stock, ticker SNPX, trading 4 million shares from around $8 to $10.65. Closed up 29%. Very strong day here, and we're trying to hold above 10. Not really. We're kind of chopping around 10, but we are holding above 950. And what's significant about 950? It was yesterday's first spiking high there on SNPX. So SNPX being yesterday's number one top gainer, up 29%. Very strong day, very strong volume. Right now, it's not doing a lot, but I like how it's inside of this little bit of a channel, right? Very light volume, but we do have this channel, right? We have bottom channel support at 950, top channel resistance at 1065. If this stock holds above 950, re-breaks 10, we could absolutely see more volume start to move on in for a potential break over yesterday's highs of 1065 here on SNPX. Right now, SNPX would have some room looking at this daily chart. I mean, all the way up towards around $12. Now, I know this stock has no volume here in pre-market, all right? But I like how it moved yesterday. I like how it's just sitting sideways here in pre-market. We have a distinctive channel. I would actually say let's take SNPX and put it on one of our top 3 to 5 stocks we're watching. So right now we have MDJH, one of the top 3 stocks we're watching. We all agreed on that. OLB, definitely one of the top stocks we're watching. This is most likely number 1. And then I would say number 3, SNPX, right, is another stock that I just think we should keep on watch, as I wouldn't be surprised if we see this open, break over yesterday's highs, and go on a nice little run today here on SNPX, okay? Back burners, right? SBEV, former runner, has news, just needs to break it above that 435. This is a great back burner stock. May not do anything, but if it does, we are all set, ready to rock and roll. Ticker NEW as well, back burner stock. Looking to see this hold above $2. See if we can have some volume move in. BFRI, another stock that I think we should keep on watch today, tomorrow, and most definitely Friday here as well. Now, again, these aren't the top stocks we're watching, but these are definitely stocks that show potential, that show strength, okay, that we should add on our back burner watch list, get prepared, do a little bit of due diligence. So if we start to see the stock moving on up, we're all set, ready to rock, ready to roll. Couple more, guys. SDC. I do still want to keep SDC on watch. We talked about this yesterday. We are all 100% prepared. Right now, we're looking for the break and hold over 3, and we have a lot of room to $4. SDC is heavily shorted. SDC just squeezed out of that moving average squeeze formation that we were talking about last Friday on SDC. So overall, SDC has been very consistent over the past 3 days, building up volume little by little by little. It's a very slow moving stock, but it's moving, right? It's up from around 220 to 295, right? We were looking at this over 275 yesterday, and I think some of you guys actually got a little bit of a position here on SDC. So I really expect to see a lot of volume really start to move in over 3 and 320. We have a lot of room to 4, and we have that gap that needs to be filled. I'm not saying it needs to be filled, but a gap that could be filled, right? Up towards around 503 here on SDC. Another stock that I think has good potential that we are going to keep on watch today, guys. BBIG is another stock, okay? BBIG has been on watch for weeks now. Simply looking for a break and hold above 355, guys. That 350 to 355 is pretty strong resistance here on BBIG. I am not going to touch this stock until it's breaking and holding 355. Okay, I am simply not going to touch the stock until it breaks and holds above $3.55. Okay, so if we can break and hold above 355, we do have some room to 391, 4, and then 414. So again, sit back, be patient. BBIG has potential. Nice little double bottom on the daily chart. We've seen some nice volume move in over the past few days as well. The next thing that we just need to see is the stock prove itself, break above that 350 to 355, retest as support, hold above. We have some great potential once again to that 394 and then 414. And 414 is the 200 SMA there on BBIG. Okay, so that's another stock that I think has some great potential as well. And then last but not least, the DWAC, right? This was one of my favorite top back burner stocks yesterday. For a break over Monday's highs, we had a lot of room to 90. We ended up ripping and running up towards around $84.62 here on DWAC. Absolutely beautiful. This stock was looking great. We really broke this down. It was showing a lot of strength. It had some momentum moving back in. Overall, I still think DWAC still has some room to the upside. This is a stock that is not coming off the watch list right now. It is still on the watch list every single day moving forward until it just completely looks like crap. And right now, it looks pretty decent, guys. Okay, I think DWAC could see a nice big move coming on up. So today, for day trades, over yesterday's highs, we do have room to around $90 to $91. Anything over that 91 level, we have room to 100. If DWAC can ever re-break $100, team, this thing could absolutely start ripping and running. So high watch DWAC moving forward. It was on high watch yesterday. It's even more on high watch today as this stock is really setting up. It's primed and ready, in my opinion, to start squeezing, to start moving to the upside. All right. We may see a small pullback before that move actually takes place. But right now, what we've seen over the past week or so with DWAC, it's clean. It looks great. The technicals are being respected. It's a very, very good looking stock at this point in time. And I still think we have some good potential to the upside here on DWAC. All right. So that is our intraday penny stock watch list. Okay. Our equities watch list. Let's recap real quick before we dive into options. Okay. Stocks you're watching out of the gate. Top stocks, OLB. Number 1, MDJH. Number 2, number 3, SNPX. Right? Number 4, BBIG. Number 5, DWAC. Back burner stocks today, guys. We got SBEV, NEW, BFRI, and SDC. So we have our 3 to 5 stocks that have a lot of great potential, and we know where our focus is right at 9:30 to start our day. And then we have a few back burner stocks that show strength and show potential as well. We were able to eliminate 5 to 6 stocks off this watch list this morning, eliminating the noise and putting our focus on where our focus should be, where the best of the best opportunity is. Let's talk about larger cap stocks. We know what's going on right now, guys. We know Google with good earnings. Google also announcing a 20-to-1 stock split. Again, they're announcing. It hasn't been approved yet, so keep that in mind. It's an announcement. Okay, it has yet to be approved. But once we see that news come through, hey, it's been approved, it's going to happen, we could see a lot of buying up into that date. We saw it with Apple about a year and a half ago. We saw it with Tesla. Okay, so we could see that with Alphabet, Google, right? GOOG, Alphabet. We all know it's Google as well. So again, good earnings, announcing that 20-to-1 stock split. This stock right now up from around $27.57 up over 3,000. Now, what would the price be on Alphabet, ticker GOOG? What would the price be if that split goes into effect? Well, right now at this point in time, it would be under $200, right? It would be under $200, which makes it much more affordable, especially when looking to trade it and trade options as well. So I'm very excited for that team, especially if that is approved, okay? So, I'm not really going to watch Google today. I'm not going to watch Alphabet. I'm not going to watch this stock, right? It's way too expensive. All right, I know these options are going to be very pricey. The premiums are very high. It's not something I technically can afford. I mean, I can, but I don't really know if I want to trade this really expensive stock. So right now at this point in time, guys, I mean, we all know why it's up, right? but I don't think that's where the best opportunity is. Okay, in my honest opinion, I think we have better opportunity out there. We know that AMD had earnings as well, guys. AMD, great earnings. And what are we starting to see right now? We are starting to see these semiconductor stocks are trading higher today as AMD reported good earnings. We do have SOXL. Okay, so SOXL is the leveraged ETF that tracks the semiconductor sector. And excuse me, guys, I'm getting a little sick thanks to my kid. All right, so SOXL is the ETF. It's a 3x leveraged ETF that tracks the semiconductor sector. That's going to be like NVIDIA, Qualcomm, QCOM, INTC, MRVL, AVGO. So if you guys are like, hey, like I think AMD has a lot of great potential today. I think NVIDIA has a lot of great potential, right? We got QCOM earnings tonight. I think that one could see some strength today and some movement. But I don't want to trade all three stocks. What can I do, Josh? Well, you could simply go in here and trade SOXL. Assuming these top holding stocks, right? NVIDIA, Qualcomm, Intel, MRVL, AVGO, assuming they have a good day, right? Well, this 3x leveraged ETF will have a good day as well. So you could simply look to trade SOXL instead of the individual stocks. That's option number one. Or we do have AMD and we do have NVIDIA currently doing very, very well here in pre-market. AMD right now is up towards around 129 from 116. And NVIDIA right now up from around 246 to 257. NVIDIA has support back down towards around this 250, 240 level. Okay, I would expect to see some profit taking. I would. So again, I don't expect this to open and just break. I mean, I could be 100% wrong, but I don't expect to see that happen. Right? I expect to see a little bit of profit taking, right? That's just expected. And then I expect to see a decent little day here, right? Definitely back up towards around 260.94. And right now, NVIDIA supports at 252.40. All right, AMD, same thing, guys. I expect to see a little bit of profit taking. The stock's from around 116 to 130. You're probably going to see a little bit of profit taking, guys. You do have room to pull back here, all the way back down towards around that 123 level, right? It's pretty far away. I don't know if it's going to make it that low, but that's one of the better levels of support here on AMD. And if AMD were to ever break above 132, these pre-market highs, AMD has a lot of potential to move to 138. So we're definitely going to be watching AMD as well. It's currently up off earnings. You got PayPal, not the best earnings. PayPal from around 175, dumping all the way down currently to 141.50. I don't really expect to see too much out of this stock today. I would actually expect to see it more or less sit flat, maybe move a little bit, but I mean, it's already just absolutely beaten down right now. I mean, if anything, back above 150, maybe we start to see a little bit of a squeeze here. I can only imagine how many shorts may be in this right now off those earnings. So again, if we do start to see this move back up, maybe that forces, shorters to cover their position and we get a little bit of a squeeze out of that. But again, I don't really expect to see too much happen. I would expect to see a pretty choppy sideways day on PayPal. And honestly, I'd expect to see a pretty choppy and sideways day on Square. Why is Square down from 127 to 119? Well, it's in the same sector, in the same industry as PayPal, right? Stocks tend to move together, especially if they're in the same sector, in the same industry. So why is Square falling, right? Well, Square's falling because, again, PayPal didn't have good earnings at all. And we saw that take effect right when PayPal released earnings. We saw Square drop on off as well. I don't really expect to see too much happen with these two stocks today. I think we have some better opportunity out there. And where do I think that good opportunity is, team? I think some opportunity today could be with Airbnb, okay? We were talking about Airbnb a little bit a couple days ago with Catherine. I said, hey, we have this nice downtrend. We do have prior resistance and support right around this 160, 130 level, and we have this 200 SMA. We are coming into a point in price where there's a lot of resistance, right? There's a decent amount of resistance right here on Airbnb on that daily chart, okay? Well, you have been losing volume a little bit over the past few days. I would kind of be looking for a short today on Airbnb, guys. I would. So I'd like to see this up towards around that 160 to 161. That's going to put you right at that daily downtrend, right at prior support resistance. It's a key level. We could definitely see that level act as resistance once again, like it has, several times in the past. And that's going to put you right around that 200 SMA. The other thing as well, you're trading with the trend. The trend is your friend. It's in a downtrend. So you're coming up into 3 key levels of resistance. It's in a downtrend. The trend's your friend. This could be a point where we see that get rejected and start making a move lower. So not only some good opportunity for a day trade, but some possible opportunity for an upcoming swing trade, maybe today, coming into tomorrow as well. Airbnb, definitely watching this one today below 161 to short this stock, okay? Home Depot and Lowe's. I'm still watching both of these stocks, as we talked about yesterday, for these potential bearish flag formations. Now, anything could happen. This does not have to confirm and actually start cracking on down, right? But it's something I still want to keep on watch, because at any point in time, we could see what we need to see to get involved to the short side here on Lowe's or even on Home Depot. And both of these are forming slight bear flags. Now, Home Depot looks 10 times better than Lowe's, but they still have the same formation. We have that initial drop. We have this light volume consolidation slightly to the upside into levels of resistance. We could absolutely start to see that bearish flag take effect and start to see that next leg down on both Home Depot and Lowe's. So I'm still watching both of those two stocks once again today. And I'm definitely watching Goldman Sachs. All right, definitely watching Goldman Sachs to the long side today. Okay, so GS, Goldman Sachs, we have a gap that needs filled. The first key level that you need to break is going to be where we gapped down to in that spiking high. And that gap down, that one day in its high, was 361.59. We had a lot of resistance at that level yesterday. We actually broke above, and we're above it right now. So as long as GS, Goldman Sachs, can stay above at 361.59, I think we have some great opportunity to fill the gap up towards around 375. So I'm going to be watching GS, ticker GS, Goldman Sachs. We just got slight confirmation that we could start filling this gap as we broke above that 361.59 level. And our next level of resistance is going to be the day before we gap down, that lower day, 375. So looking for GS to the long side to fill this daily gap. Lowe's and Home Depot both forming bearish flag formations on the daily chart, just waiting for confirmation to get those trades, looking to short these to the downside. Airbnb coming into 3 key points of resistance. It's in a downtrend. The trend is your friend. I'm actually looking to short this stock for a potential day trade today, as well as maybe enter it into for a swing trade as well. Okay, so again, I'm watching Airbnb, Home Depot, Lowe's, Goldman Sachs. Again, my levels, the reasonings, what I'm looking for, what I'm waiting for. And we're absolutely going to be watching the semiconductor space, the semiconductor stocks. Again, you have the leveraged ETF, SOXL. And the top ones that I think you should be watching is going to be AMD and NVIDIA. But I do expect to see these pull back at the open, as we probably will see a little bit of profit taking. Okay. Do you guys have anything else you want to add to that watch list? Okay. Anything else that you think is worth watching today? And let's go ahead and cast a vote. What stock do we think is going to do the best today? Do we think it's going to be MDJH? Do we think it's going to be OLB? Do we think it's going to be SBEV? Maybe it's going to be DWAC, right? Maybe it's DWAC. What are you guys thinking? Go ahead and cast your votes inside of chat. What are you guys thinking right now? And those of you over on YouTube, you can cast your votes as well. All right, so go ahead and type those up over on YouTube. Let me know what you guys are currently thinking. Those of you inside of chat, go ahead and cast those votes. What do we have going on? We have OLB, 40% of chat. We have Goldman Sachs, 20% of chat. Lowe's and Home Depot, we got 40% of chat. What are you guys thinking over on the tube? Benji saying BIG. Joey thinking it's going to be OLB. All right, what do we got here inside of chat? What are you guys thinking it's going to be? Right now, we have 50% of chat saying OLB. All right, so we got 50% of chat saying OLB. What about over there on YouTube? We got a couple people saying OLB as well. All right, so you guys are thinking OLB. And then number 2 right now appears to be a prior day mover, such as SNPX. Maybe it's NEW. All right, so we are all set, ready to rock and roll, team. All right, so you guys are thinking it's going to be OLB. Let's go ahead and watch OLB to get going, team. All right, this is going to be the number one stock we're watching out of the gate, followed by, I would say I'd want to be watching Home Depot, Lowe's, Goldman Sachs as well. But off to the side, I'm going to put MDJH. All right, so I'm going to watch MDJH as well. But right now, to start the day, team, we got about a minute to go. OLB is breaking above that 250. This is the number one stock we are watching out of the gate as we have room to $2.99, $3, guys. I do like SNPX as well. SNPX definitely looks good. I mean, right now, OLB has that initial volume right before the open. Definitely watching this. I'm definitely watching MDJH above that pre-market low of 260. And again, some back burners that aren't really doing a lot right now, but could see some volume and could see some hype today. We got SBEV with a credible reason to be moving today. NEW, one of yesterday's top gainers. We got BFRI. Great daily chart, as well as a top gainer from yesterday. And then our top two other back burner stocks that have been on watch for the past probably month now would be ticker BBIG and DWAC. And I would have to say DWAC is probably my favorite one, right? So actually, MDJH, I'm going to take that off. I'm going to watch DWAC out of the gate, team. But right now, OLB, we have 6 seconds to go. Let's get fired up. Let's have an awesome day, traders, and let's make it an amazing day 2 of February. So let's have some fun, team. Let's make it happen. Let's lock in some great profits. Just let me know if you guys have any audio skips and it's consistent. Please let me know, and I can always make a few adjustments, guys. But right now, we are all set, ready to rock, and ready to roll. 22. That is the day, baby. It is 2/2/2022. So Goldman Sachs team, ticker GS, Goldman Sachs. If we break and hold above yesterday's highs, we're good to go to the upside, guys. You got so much room to fill this gap. Now, you do have some resistance at 366, but look at Goldman Sachs go. Breaking over pre-market highs, breaking over yesterday's highs, straight up. So now we need to break 366.50. That lower shadow from the 20th of December, we need to break that level, and then we have a lot of room to 375. Goldman Sachs has a lot of great potential today, team. And again, Airbnb, if we can see this pop up towards around those pre-market highs and get rejected, I would love to short Airbnb. Watching DWAC, you might have a slight red to green move coming on up. Again, breaking over 84.56, DWAC could absolutely take on off. MDJH is above 260, guys. You do have MDJH came right down to 260, holding above. High watch right now, MDJH. As long as we don't lose that 260 level, MDJH has room back up towards around that 3 to 307. You're right at support right now here on MDJH. I'm going to look for a slight pullback on Goldman Sachs. Slight pullback here on GS for my entry. Maybe back down at 365, and I would feel comfortable pulling the trigger for this gap fill here on GS. Seeing NVIDIA profit taking out of the gate. You're seeing AMD with some strong profit taking out of the gate as well. AMD has room down to 122.87. NVIDIA, that one had room all the way down to that 252, and we're actually below 252 now. So let's keep this one on watch as well, guys. We are right at yesterday's open, but again, we pretty much saw that coming, right? A lot of profit taking out of the gate. So again, we're sitting back on those stocks, not touching them right now. Watching MDJH to see if they can stay above 260. OLB is pulling back here as well out of the gate. SBEV is picking on up here, team. All right, so you got SBEV starting to pick on up here just a little bit. Let's keep this one on watch. There is news today. This is a former mover. And when the stock moves, I mean, we all know that the stock moves. So right now, let's put our focus here on SBEV. I would say above $4. Again, it has some room to that 435. Over 435, that's when SBEV could really start taking on off, guys. I do expect to see NVIDIA and AMD bounce today. Right? I would expect to see NVIDIA and AMD bounce. So again, initial profit taking, that's common. Come down to a level of support. Right now, you're holding right around 250 on NVIDIA. I would expect to see it pop back up. I would expect to see it bounce back up a little bit. Same thing with AMD. AMD has a little bit more room to the downside here to 122.87. So right now with AMD, I would wait for this to come down to a better level of support before I got involved. But yeah, I do expect to see them potentially bounce back up. HLBZ, the Form 4K. The stock with no volume. The stock with a terrible press release. Is not even anything that crazy. Is the stock that's getting that action. So we are going to watch HLBZ as well, as this stock is starting to move on up here a little bit off the SEC filing of a Form 4. Again, MDGH doesn't look terrible right here. Got a quick double bottom. We've been seeing a lot of this. A lot of stocks that move, come down into support, quick double bottoms. They're breaking over that initial high a day, and they start taking on off. So MDJH right now, again, team, as long as we don't lose that slight level of support right around that 250 to 260 level, we are looking good here on MDJH. OLB, nothing. Did Goldman Sachs pull back for us yet? Not yet, but I'm waiting for a little bit of a pullback here. Maybe get an entry. So I'm still watching DWAC here. Again, MDJH, double bottom, starting to break that high a day. Room back to 3 and 307 there on MDJH. Oh no. Are we gonna have rug pull city? Is it rug pull city again for penny stocks? My goodness. That's a pretty consistent thing. Stocks that are getting that volume, stocks that are showing strength and potential, boop, rug pulls. My goodness. It's been brutal with penny stocks lately, guys. It has been brutal. Chris says, F the pennies. He goes, nah, F them. We don't trade pennies around here no more. We're trading these big boys. We're trading them options. So if you guys were looking at Goldman Sachs for a potential trade, right? It's a day trade. You come in here and look for a call. First thing you got to notice is the spreads are really wacky. So here's the thing. You're not going to be able to go Friday's expiration because look at these spreads. They may tighten up a little bit here in the next few moments, but right now those weeklies, those spreads suck. Even going out into next Friday's expiration, the spreads are over 10%. Remember the rule of thumb, 5% or less. These are going to be pretty challenging to trade options on. So Goldman Sachs and options, I highly doubt you're going to be able to get a clean entry on those options. Those spreads are really bad. Really bad. I mean, you're talking 20, 30 to 40% spreads. So right now, those options are going to be pretty challenging to trade. So watching HLBZ over that 375 post-market high. Watching HLBZ over 375, which is our post-market high. If you guys were looking to take this again, I'm not trading a breakout in this market. Nope. I would not touch it for a breakout. I would wait for the break and the retest, but you have room to 4, and then we could see it at 430. So this is definitely a stock that needs to be kept on high watch right now. But like I said, I'm not trading breakouts in this inconsistent penny stock market. Okay, so again, if you want to trade the breakout and that's in your playbook, just keep your stops nice and tight. The last thing you want to do is be in a trade and get caught up in any kind of rug pull, and we've been seeing quite a bit of those lately. NVIDIA was really nice down to that 250. Good job, Corey. Got a quick little red to green move on NVIDIA, locking in some quick profits. I like it. Right now, we don't have anything with our larger cap watch list. You know, looking at Home Depot, Lowe's, Airbnb, nothing there at this point in time. And Goldman Sachs is dropping back below yesterday's highs. So right now, no entries for me at this point in time on Goldman Sachs. Nothing on Home Depot, Lowe's. Again, waiting for these stocks to actually set up and give us a reason to buy them. Right? I don't see a reason to jump in the Lowe's. I don't see a reason to jump in the Home Depot yet or Goldman Sachs. Right? There's no reason to jump in the Airbnb yet. So right now we're just sitting back looking for the best opportunity, and we can clearly see that probably HLBZ here, guys, for penny stocks. And we're about 10 minutes in. What stock do we think has the best potential? We got HLBZ breaking that 375, spiking up to 4, but coming all the way back down, giving back a lot of those profits. We're just looking for good setups, team. That's it. We're looking for good setups. Just because the stock is moving doesn't make it a good trade. All right? Just because the stock's moving doesn't mean it's a good setup, it's a good trade. We want to put the odds in our favor. Right? We want to be that casino, right? We don't want to gamble. We're not here in the casino gambling. We are the casino. Put the odds in your favor. Wait for a great, what we call A+ setup. A setup where has 80% odds of working, 20% odds of working against you. Okay, so we're waiting for those really clean, really clear setups. But always remember, just because the stock's moving doesn't mean you should trade it. All right. And trust me, when we find that good setup, I will be jumping in. We will be diving on into it, guys. We'll be locking in some profits. So let's see if HLBZ is consistent here. Let's keep this one on watch. This is the way to go right now. HLBZ. Again, there was some news. Again, you had a Form 4 CEO buying 1 million shares at an average cost basis of $364 a share. Again, I'm still over here looking at DWAC as well, guys. I have my eyes on DWAC. Off to the side, BBIG as well. SBEV. So again, I'm checking in on these stocks, looking to see if anything starts moving on up here. But right now, it's very clear that we need to put our focus here on HLBZ. As long as HLBZ can stay above this 375, guys, we have room up to 4 and then to 431. GS said, yep, not today. Lows, maybe getting that confirmation, guys. So if you guys like lows to the short side, you may have your short trade coming on up. You may have a short trade coming on up there on lows. And like I said, Home Depot looks a lot better. So watch both of these stocks, right? We start seeing this crack out of these flag formations on the daily. You could have your great puts coming on up here on both Lowe's and Home Depot. Right now, I'm watching DWAC, guys. I am watching DWAC right now at this point in time, looking for a possible trade here. Trying to find a nice bottom. I want to see the stock back above that VWAP. And if we can see that double bottom hold on up above the VWAP, maybe there's a trade here. But right now, I'm not jumping in because it could also be a little bit of a flag formation, a little bit of a bearish flag. So with that being said, I think we have some opportunity coming on up on DWAC, and this is where my focus is right now. And if we get that confirmation, I'm going to jump on in here, guys. I am not in yet, though. If I see what I like and I see what I want to see here on DWAC, I will look for an entry back up to 83 and then 84.56. So again, HLBZ, you could be long above 375. Stops right now would be 360. All right, you put a stop right around probably 360. You're looking for this to stay above 375 and break 4, and you have room to 430. Again, in this market with penny stocks, it's best to keep those stops very, very tight. NVIDIA putting in a little bit of this double bottom right above yesterday's open and right above that 20 EMA. So this is a high alert area on NVIDIA above 250, team. Let's see if NVIDIA stays above this 250. We may have a nice trade coming on up here. Well, I tried, guys. I tried. Over on YouTube, my goal is to get you guys educated in the morning. Get you guys prepared. What stocks are we watching? Why are we watching those stocks? I try and be as educational as possible, as valuable. Again, so you guys can learn something new every single day that you're here. And another goal of mine in the mornings is to help you guys get what we call quick wins. If we see good setups, I want you guys to be able to take advantage of those, see some quick wins, and see that it is possible to make consistent profits in the market. But right now, at this point in time, there is nothing worth getting involved with, right? At this point in time, I do not see any just really good setups right now for me to say, hey, jump on in, right? The last thing I want you guys doing is just jumping into a bad trade and taking a loss. So if we have good setups and good opportunities, that first 15 minutes out of the gates, we will definitely be calling those out. We will be looking for those quick wins. But today, we do not see anything worth jumping on into right now at this point in time. So maybe we can get those quick wins for you come tomorrow in our next pre-market live stream. Okay, team? So right now, be smart. Trade safe. The only thing that I see coming on up, and Spaz hit on this inside a chat, is a possible downtrend break here on ticker OLB. If we break this downtrend back above the VWAP, you have room back up to your pre-market highs. right around 258, 259. So watch OLB here. MDJH is not doing anything. SBEV, no action, no volume, nothing with NEW, nothing with BFRI, nothing with BBIG, nothing with DWAC right now. So again, penny stocks are pretty slow. They're pretty dead. Yes, we saw HLBZ rip to the upside. Right now, it's simply pulling back. We had that 375 support, and we're still fighting to stay right around that 375. So I'll leave you with this. HLBZ, above 370 to 375, you could absolutely see this at 4. Breaking over $4 on HLBZ. We have room to 430. If you guys were taking this trade, right now your stops, again, need to be in the low 360s, okay? And that's probably the one stock I would leave you with. Right now at this point in time, your number one watch is HLBZ. Right above that 370, 375, your stops are in the low 260 or 360s, right? Stops are in the low 360s. You don't want to risk $1. You're risking about 20 cents. You have room to 4 and then 430. So again, trade smart, trade safe. As we know, penny stocks have been challenging lately. Penny stocks have been choppy. Some of the best opportunities come at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock on a lot of these penny stocks. So sit back on your hands, be patient, wait for the best trades. Again, my goal is to try and help you get those quick wins. But at the same time, I'm not going to put anybody in a position to take an unnecessary loss just because we're fighting to get a quick win. Every now and then, at the start of the day, we'll find that trade, we'll get the entry, we'll have those quick wins, and you guys will see that it's possible to lock in those consistent profits in the market. So everybody over on YouTube, enjoy the rest of your day. Be smart, be safe, happy trading, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning, right around 8:50 as we go live with another pre-market trading session. I'm still eyeballing DWAC here, guys. I mean, right now, the one that I'm really eyeballing is DWAC here. And what I'm looking at here on DWAC, guys, is to see if we can hold these higher lows and break the slight downturn we have. We have room back up to 83 here on DWAC. So right now, one of my top watches for a potential ripper and runner is going to be DWAC. Again, breaking that VWAP, breaking this downtrend. As long as we build these higher lows, we can absolutely see that break up to 83 and then 84.56 with support right now being $80. All right, team. So I am currently looking at DWAC for that possible rip and run over that downtrend. Take a small position here on DWAC as we're starting to get a little bit of a pop here. So I'm long DWAC, 250 shares at $80.72. Again, not a big position because, again, I know it's right at the start of the day. We're only 21 minutes into the market. We know how penny stocks can be very volatile, very inconsistent with lots of rug pulls. So again, not a big position, but if this trade works out and we hold up and we look good, I can always look to scale in and average into this position. But right now, small positions, looking to just nail that best of the best entry for that potential rip and run here on DWAC, guys. All right, we want to start to see it push now above $81. We want to start to see that volume move in. Buyers step up to the plate above 81, up towards around $83 next here on DWAC. We want to start to see it take on off, not struggle, not slow down. Buyers continue to step up, 81.14, 81.20, 81.30, like that, right? We want to continue to see those buyers step on up. We want to see volume move in as well. We do not want to see any kind of weakness. We do not want to see this struggle because we could easily see this dump $3, $4, $5. And the last thing you want to be doing is holding a stock that dumps $1, $2, $3. Why would that happen? Why would that happen? Because that's just kind of the trend with, these penny stocks lately. A lot of good setups that are failing, followed by rug pulls. So again, we're looking to take good trades, which this was a pretty thought out good trade. But again, stops are very, very tight, as you do not want to be in a position to have a position if we see it dump on off, if it doesn't get that move. So right now we want to see those buyers holding above 81 here. Again, we have room to 83 and then 84.56. There's 81.50, 81.60. There we go. Right direction, right direction. We want to continue to see buyers step on up over 82 next here on DWAC. 81.76. Let's go 82 from the buyers. We have room to 83, and I'll start scaling out. Right now, my stop is break even. I'm running a stop at break even on this trade because this thing can move very, very quick. Just like it's up $1, it could dump $1. Spreads are pretty large too, which I don't like. So that's why I'm putting my stop at break even, because that spread at some point was about 75 cents in spread. We got to get buyers over 82 next. I'm going to go ahead and lock in profit there. It's not really getting that big pop, that big rip and run. I'm going to go ahead and lock in a quick $200, and I could always re-enter. I can always re-enter. I'm in a scalping kind of mood, right? Quick entry, take the quick profits. Again, what did I say I could have done differently yesterday is lock in profits quicker. So what is my main goal today? Lock in profits quicker. And just like that, right back down at my break even. I went ahead and secured a quick 226 there on DWAC. On 250 shares, I got about $1 a share out of it. So again, one thing that I realized I needed to do better or differently yesterday was simply locking in profits quick. And so that is the only thing that I took with me from yesterday to today. Not the fact I lost $700, $600. The fact that, hey, my analysis is spot on. I'm on the right side of the trades. I'm nailing the entries. I'm prepared. I just need to lock in profits a little bit quicker. So quick little base hit there on DWAC. Quick little base hit for about $1 a share. Still has potential. But typical penny stock market, things are starting to set up and not really play on out. Look at that. MDJH. This thing is starting to dump on off now. OLB. I mean, maybe it still has potential, guys. We'll keep that one on watch. SNPX. Not a lot going on, but hey, maybe mid candle for tomorrow. Maybe a little bit of mid candle for tomorrow. HLBZ. This one as well, dumping on off. Your typical curl. Looking like it's going to get that U shape. And then rug pull. So penny stocks are still pretty challenging and pretty choppy at this point in time, guys. So I'm just watching DWAC here. I want to see if DWAC could potentially set back up for us. Right now I'm down $32 on the day. 3 trades. I jumped the gun this morning on MDJH. The second trade I caught was good. Little winner here on DWAC. So right now I'm pretty much break even, down $32 on the day. Yeah, straight up, pulled back, retested, and that was beautiful. Look at that break of that downtrend out of that channel. Pulled back, retested there on Microsoft. I mean, that was a solid long, and even after that break, that retest pullback, that was even a good long there. I love it. So if we're looking at the SPY and the Qs, we are coming into pretty good support. Remember, we had the 200 SMA as resistance, and we had our 20 EMA as resistance. Gapping up above that level. We're also above yesterday's highs here on the Qs. So right now, we do have some pretty strong support right around 366 here on the Qs. We have some pretty decent support here off yesterday's highs here on the SPY, right around 453.35. Yeah, it's just doesn't look all that great right now, Chris, does it? I mean, it has room down to 209, 210 on OLB. I think, seeing stuff like this on HLBZ just completely gives you a bad taste in your mouth when you even see a decent setup on OLB, for example, right? It's like penny stocks, great setups, rug pulls. It makes you worry just a little bit more like, man, should I even take the next good setup I see on a penny stock? And then you typically see it rip and run. You're like, damn it, darn it, right? It's like, man, if it wasn't for the inconsistency with penny stocks, I would be taking all of these good setups. But you second guess yourself a lot. And I've been doing that a lot lately. Is I've been second guessing myself with penny stocks because I'm like, man, they're just too inconsistent. You have one good setup that rug pulls and fails, and it's a big time drop. And then you got another one that's a good setup, but it rips. It's like, which one do you take? Because these rug pulls are so aggressive. They're violent, right? They're not just little 5-10 cent rug pulls. You're talking 30-40 cents, sometimes $1, $2. It's nuts. Right? So with penny stocks lately, I've been second guessing myself. Why do I trade more large cap stocks? Right? Because that's where the opportunity's been. Penny stocks, I just second guess these trades way too much. Right now, penny stocks have taken my confidence from here way down to here.